I'm still trying to get over the fact that they made 3 Cathy animated specials. I know this was a popular strip back in the 80s, but was a comic strip about a totally neurotic single woman trying to make her relationship with her boyfriend work when she can't even manage her checkbook really begging to be made into a regular cartoon series? So far, I've covered the original Cathy special back in my comic strip summer spectacular, and then the Valentine's special last February for Patreon. This one is supposedly the middle special of the 3, so who knows what we're getting in quality. Let's just start up Cathy's Last Resort and finally put this series to rest. We open with, oh god, she's trying on bathing suits! Stick the rusty pokers in my eyes now!
I want the name and phone number of the lunatic who designed this bathing suit.
Really, it's kind of shocking that they waited until the second special to show this Cathy tradition.
I want the past criminal record of the maniac who designed the waist-high leg hole.
Yeah, this is sadly one time where I don't think Kathleen Wilhoit really works for this role. I always expected something much louder and more forceful when it came to these rants, but here she just sounds like a whiny, petulant child. And when Cathy sounds more like that than Ally McBeal would, that's a problem. So the first 5 minutes of the show, including that teaser, are all gags that I know for a fact were ripped straight from the comics.
I need you to cover for me while I'm on vacation.
Can't. I'm covering for Linda's vacation.
I'm covering for Jerry's vacation.
It's one teensy presentation. You can write it lying on the beach.
Your father's having a heart attack about getting you to the airport on time.
My plane doesn't leave for 7 hours.
Well, I know that, but what if we get a flat tire on the freeway?
On one hand, I kind of respect them for being true to the comics while still being a little more original than some Peanut specials. But on the other hand, the fact that I remember these gags from the strips just makes me hate myself even more. The main story involves Cathy getting ready for some romantic getaway with Irving, and I'm surprised her mother doesn't here try to sabotage Cathy's birth control pills in the hopes she'll end up conceiving her a grandchild on this trip. Yeah, they wouldn't get away with that in a cartoon special of this time, but still. Anyway, it doesn't matter because Irving at the last moment says he can't go because his firm is in some huge negotiation with their biggest client and they'll supposedly lose it without him. So I guess Irving's job is some combination of Dagwood, Bumstead, and Chandler Bing's. Naturally, Cathy does not take this very well and goes on this whole rant about Irving caring more about his job than their relationship. Even though in the first special it was Cathy who cared most about her job, while Irving cared more about pastimes like fishing and auto racing. Continuity, everyone!
You haven't squashed everything you own into a suitcase.
I know.
You haven't led your mother through a psychotic episode over taking a trip with me. You haven't done anything for our vacation.
So you're going to go on our vacation by yourself?
If you can get over here before my dad does, you can use Irving's ticket.
I just want to forget about
Men!
You know, I'm pretty sure they used this exact same island set for Garfield in Paradise. So now Cathy chooses to go on vacation with Charlene instead. Oh goody, the boy-crazy teen in a grown woman's body who acts like she wants to be the female Dan Fielding while constantly trying to get Cathy a male harem of her own.
Act preoccupied. Men love a woman who's aloof, silent, and preoccupied. Mannequin woman, yes! We'll see you out there, and if we don't, we're in hut number 45.
And the worst thing is she's not even Cathy's most annoying friend. But at least that one isn't around here. Oh god, drive the knife deeper and twist it! Yes, Andrea is here as well. And at least here I know that it's annoying yuppie supermom Andrea and not uber man-hater Andrea, so I know why I dislike her.
Won't it be fun to have Aunt Cathy to play with for a whole week? Yes!
And Charlene has to go throw up now.
Uncle Rowdy will join Aunt Charlene. So what seems to happen at this point is Cathy is all about enjoying her time on the island, doing everything except trying to meet men. So naturally, she becomes the biggest dude magnet in the tropics. Charlene does not take this well.
You had 9 male snorkelers looking for your contact lens at the bottom of the ocean. The 80s equivalent of dropping your hanky.
You think I threw my contact into the ocean on purpose?
Let's just say I wish I'd thought of it first.
Grouchy. Yes, Aunt Charlene looks grouchy. Why is Aunt Charlene grouchy?
She's attractive. Successful. She's
Desperate. Cathy, single women are just too focused on men.
Yeah, they should just do what you did and up and decide to get married when you didn't even have a boyfriend because the microwave went off. I hate myself so hard for knowing that's what happened in the comics. Meanwhile, we keep cutting back to Irving clearly being miserable at work. And this is one thing I will give the special credit for over the others. For the first time, it looks like they aren't intentionally trying to make Irving look like the bad guy here. It's pretty clear he was coerced by his bosses into backing out of the trip, and he definitely feels regret for doing so. Yeah, it's one of the most overused romantic tale tropes out there, and we all know how it's gonna end, but at this point I'll take it, just because it doesn't try to make him look like the epitome of everything wrong with men. This is shown further by actually having Irving pull the big decision and head out to the island before the second act even ends, while at the same time, Cathy decides it's time to look for someone new. Uh-oh! So while Irving is at the airport acting like the mother from Home Alone, the good one, Charlene keeps trying to nudge Cathy further and further into... Is she really close enough with Irving for me to use the word cheat or what?
Let's just say I think Irving's done a little job on your self-confidence. It's classic! The man never lets the woman feel totally loved, so she stays insecure and dependent on him. The very fact that he won't make a commitment makes her suspicious of anyone who will, because he has her convinced she's not worthy. Thus, she rejects those who offer and is attracted only to those in the distance.
Does everyone on this show think they're freaking Dr. Phil? But she finally does end up falling for this guy named Mick and agrees to go out with him, just as Irving finally makes it to the island.
Irving.
He felt so guilty about staying home and ruining your vacation that he decided to come here and ruin it in person.
Look, I left $1 million deal and gave away all my luggage so I could spend a night here with you. Now, just why do you think I did that?
So I wouldn't come home and scream at you?
Well, yes, okay, but besides that...
You wanted to spy on me?
Yes, okay, yes, but besides that...
You wanted to make me feel guiltier than you felt.
I thought you'd be happy to see me.
I'm just starting to think maybe it doesn't have to be this much torture to be happy.
But you met someone.
Oh, I get it! Now the shoe is on the other foot after Cathy went into a jealous rage over Irving and Brenda in the last special! Someone's shooting with a tranquilizer dart right now.
Look, let's just pretend we're starting the vacation over and have one great last night, okay?
I already made plans for dinner.
And then, after dinner?
I can't throw Charlene out of our hut after all she's been through.
Can I sit next to you on the airplane going home tomorrow?
Of course.
Yep, all that tension leads to nothing. It's almost like cramming this part of the plot completely into the third act was a bad idea or something. So the special wraps up with both Mick and Irving separately telling Cathy how much they're going to give her other man a run for his money, and then...
Mick? Irving! Oh, I can't believe it, buddy! I haven't seen you in years! You have to meet this guy, Cathy. You're just gonna love him.
Okay, you got me on that one. For what it's worth, this is probably the best of the three Cathy specials. It's not great by any stretch of the imagination, but at least here they show both protagonists as being sympathetic, forced to deal with the circumstances that get thrown at them. It's like they compressed a stereotypical rom-com movie into a half hour, keeping the most formulaic parts and ramping up their lunacy just enough to make everything somewhat tolerable. Still, it's nothing memorable by any stretch, feeling like a single episode of a full series rather than a special. Clearly the series they thought this could blossom into, but no network was willing to pick up on. I guess there was some level of sanities in the 80s in that case.